Hey guys, it's a day after Nemogeddon Blizzard of 2013. That's all cleaned up, done, dealt with. I didn't feel like making any videos for the blowing snow around. I just wasn't in the mood. Just wanted to get it done and be over with. But because of that, I'm working on some snow blowers, and here's one right here. It has it lost its drive capacity except for the high gears. And it's a Toro 824, and they use drive discs in them, and a lot of times the drive disc burns up. That's kind of what we thought it would be, but it wasn't. Actually, the bearing on one side went bye-bye, and see that. So what it was allowing it to do was the one side of the shaft was walking further and further away, so you weren't getting any drive on this side, but you were getting it closer to that bearing. So to fix that, I got a new bearing for the end of it, but unfortunately the ID is too large. But I did find a bushing to put in there and get it back down to the half-inch size on the end of the shaft. And it, only problem with it is it has a shoulder on it. And there's the bushing in the lathe. That shoulder, it needs to be flush on the face of it. There's just not enough room for it, so it gives for a good excuse to cut off the end of it using the lathe, and we'll play with this thing, see what we get. It's the first time I'm really cutting anything on it besides that piece of metal that was already in it. So a couple of things. Say thanks to the guys that were setting me up with different people and what to go look at. One guy made a video response on how to set the back gear on it, and on this thing, I don't know if you can see it, on this guy, there's a button in there, and if you can see it, you push that in. I pushed it in earlier, and all it did was lock everything up. Nothing would turn, but it allowed me to change the chock, but I wasn't able to do anything with it. It just locked everything up. But essentially what's really happening is there's a set of called back gears, but I'm going to call it like a two-speed transmission in it. It's like a two-speed rear, same idea. And to engage and disengage the two of them, you lock that pin, it locks it into another pulley in the back, but then you have to disengage the regular drive that was on top. That's why it was locked up, why it won't turn, because it was two different gear ratios at the same time locked to each other, which does lock the chuck so you can change stuff. I never tried flipping the lever out, and now I did. Now it works, so now there's a higher speed ratio to it instead of just trying to deal with the belt. Thanks very much for that. Appreciate the tip. The micrometer or caliper or whatever you want to call it on the side, I just shifted that right out of the way so it's not in my way. Anything else on it? Just kind of went looking through the tooling. I tried different chucks on it. I had the 4-jaw chuck on, a couple of drill heads. I'm missing a couple little pieces I got to go looking for, but there is quite a bit of stuff that's with it. One thing I wanted to jump to is I did end up putting it on wheels. I had a creeper that I absolutely hated, so it was along the long side, cut it, and probably knocked out that much is how much we shortened it by, and then I had to widen it by I think about 6 inches. So there's two pieces of angle right there, cut and welded back on it, and then everything's tied to the 2x4s that were originally with it, and the 2x4s are attached to the legs. So it rolls around quite nice. There's 7 wheels under it. It moves easy. All right. So I think we're good. We're gonna go try cutting something and see what happens. I ended up putting this light above it. It's got a magnifying glass in it. It's you know, when you're getting older, a little hard to see, and it actually, in my opinion, it makes for a little bit more safety because you actually have something between you and the material flying. Other than the fact that it's gonna, if it does blow, it's gonna blow shattering glass into your face. But whatever. All right, so I'm kind of lined up to that. I just took what I think this is a parting tool, but it's kind of the same idea. I just want to come in and do one slice right down the center of it, so I figure we'll give it a shot. And I'll probably set you up on a stand over here, try to zoom you in. Bear with me. As long as I don't hit the off button. Hate when that happens. I gotta get like a quick connect base for this thing. Threading you on. Alright. Let's see what we can put you to see. But you can see and I can see at the same time. A lot of people saying they like the must be really good quality, this one, this lathe. Let's give that a shot. I don't know if I'm going to use any oil on it. Probably going to try it dry. I figure brass is going to cut fairly easy. Maybe right, maybe wrong. Let's give her hell. What? Neutral. I'm just going to feed it by hand. I'm actually cutting a groove in it. See it? It's I should probably take one side down first. I'll do. Take the inside down first. I like looking through the plate glass. You can see it really good. You see how close you're coming? That's that one. I'll go that one. Probably go that past for it. They call that a face cut. I don't know. I think that's a success. It's good to me. Anyway, you can get that out of there. I didn't have the T-handle. I welded locked together a piece of crap ratchet. So for now, that's my deal. And with the piece it goes in, bring it over here. Yeah. I think that will do me just fine. Should have went a hair more on the outside edge. That's fine. We'll tap it in from that side. It should be nice and snug. Just right. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Oh, you know what? I know what I gotta do. I gotta do the what is it? That's what we're gonna do. So it just had its first official repair. Okay. So what is it? Okay, a couple of guys got it. It is for relining brake shoes. They would take the asbestos off, and you'd have the metal band. You lay the asbestos down in here with the metal band. The center adjusts, those two jaws can go in and out according to width with that knob of the brake shoe width, and then the band you want one direction would suck it up so far. So you want the other direction, it sucked it up a different rate depending on what size diameter shoe you're gluing together, and then you would rivet it or glue it from that point with this jig still on it. You guys got it. I'm impressed. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I don't know. I don't know what the next video is going to be. I think I might be back on the bus. I'll talk to you later. Take care.